the pulse of the nation. Some TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, queens and kings of purpose, welcome to the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival 2025, where nearly 100 powerful minds, dreamers, doers, and defenders of humanity will be gathered at Taraba 2025. And I say to them, welcome to the spark before the wildfire and to the heartbeat of a legacy. Prince Homsuk Alex Jibrin is my name. I am the greatest grandson to the 23rd Longwo, third son to the Kanai of the Ko chiefdom, and a true prince to the house of Mamen. At Tarif, we will not only be telling stories, but we will be reviving the very soul of our people through film. In September 2025, Taraba will rise again as we invite you to experience, explore, and invest in the greatest epic film ever in the Kumbo Legacy Workshop. And this is where ancient tradition will meet with modern transformation. Because at Tarif, we shall be celebrating the strength, wisdom, and heritage of the greatest empire that has ever existed in West African history. And tomorrow, we shall immortalize it in art, film, and in fire. So storytellers, stand tall. The legacy is calling. Will you answer? Welcome to Tarif 2025. Let the revolution begin. Ladies and gentlemen, queens and kings of purpose, welcome to the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival 2025, where nearly 100 powerful minds, dreamers, doers, and defenders of humanity will be gathered at Taraba 2025. And I say to them, welcome to the spark before the wildfire and to the heartbeat of a legacy. Prince Homsuk Alex Jibrin is my name. I am the greatest grandson to the 23rd Longwo, third son to the Kanai of the Ko chiefdom, and a true prince to the house of Mamen. At Tarif, we will not only be telling stories, but we will be reviving the very soul of our people through film. In September 2025, Taraba will rise again as we invite you to experience, explore, and invest in the greatest epic film ever in the Kumbo Legacy Workshop. And this is where ancient tradition will meet with modern transformation. Because at Tarif, we shall be celebrating the strength, wisdom, and heritage of the greatest empire that has ever existed in West African history. And tomorrow, we shall immortalize it in art, film, and in fire. So storytellers, stand tall. The legacy is calling. Will you answer? Welcome to Tarif 2025.
Hello viewers, good morning and welcome to the Youth Hub on Some TV. I remain your host, Glory Adeyemi. And today we'll be having an interesting topic to discuss, but before we dive in, I want us to listen to this particular music, a very special one. I'm the Only One by Diaso. Stay tuned.
Diaso. We spend some time apart. I don't want some more tonight. Lock the door, let's live above our worries. It's been rough, some lows and highs. I don't wanna lose the feel. Close the edge, start flipping through the pages. Relax, I just wanna feel what's hidden in your heart. With you I find my peace, my ecstasy. Many signs you don't know. I don't mind if you don't love somebody else but me. Oh baby, I don't wanna miss you, oh baby. Every moment with you by my side. What is it the issue, oh baby? Let's have someone, baby. You take my breath away. Oh, I don't need nobody. It's you and me, tsunami. I buckle up my shoes, my bags. I'm going all your way. Any place I'd rather be with you feels alright. I'm blinded by your beauty. Everything makes sense with you now. Relax, I just wanna feel what's hidden in your heart. With you I find my peace, my ecstasy. Many signs you don't know. I don't mind if you don't love somebody else but me. Oh baby, I don't wanna miss you, oh baby. I wanna leave your side. Every moment with you by my side. What is it the issue, baby? Let's have someone, baby. You take my breath. I don't mind if you don't love. You can love only me alone. Only me alone. Nah, I don't mind you don't love. You can love only me alone.
Okay, viewers, thank you very much for listening to that amazing song by Diaso, Only Me. Okay, today we are having an interesting topic on the Youth Hub titled Drug Abuse. Alright, today we'll be talking about drug abuse. I know a lot of us are thinking drug abuse has to do with just taking drugs overdose. But I can put it to you today that drug abuse does not only consist of taking drugs overdose. But once you take any drugs without a doctor prescription, that is also a drug abuse. For example, you feel headache and you feel, okay, the best drugs to take is Emzor paracetamol and you are good. I want to put it to you that that is also a drug abuse. The right thing to do is to go to a clinic and ask, what I'm feeling headache and I need to know what's going on with me. And the doctor will be able to prescribe the right drugs for you. And you agree with me that we all have different type of blood. Some are O positive, some are O negative. We have the B plus, different types. So the drugs that work for me may not really work for you. So when you are engaged in drug abuse, that is taking the drugs without a doctor prescription, you find out that sometimes the drugs doesn't even work on you. It doesn't work and you'll be confused. You'll be like, this same person took the same drugs and it worked for her. Why is it that in my own case it's not working like that? Because your blood differs, your body system differs, and you may not know, and you will decide to take the same drugs because you say, okay, my mom, my sister, my brother took this particular drugs, I too should take it and I'll be good. No, the right thing to do is to go to a clinic or a hospital, meet a doctor and tell him, okay, look at what I'm feeling. The doctor will be in the right place to prescribe the right drugs for you. Yes, so quickly we'll be looking at Nigeria as a whole. We have a lot of people that are engaged in this drug abuse. And let's leave the part where you take the drugs without doctor prescription, and let's come back to the part where we are the youths and entirely, yes, most of the youths engage in drug abuse. That is by taking drugs for maybe energy, to boost their energy, to work hard. Yes, it is estimated that we have 14.3 million people from age 15 to 64 that are engaged in taking these drugs on a daily basis. And this is very harmful to their system. It can bring a lot of system breakdown. That is when you see there are a lot of cases in the hospital that says that you find out that because of drugs, somebody's kidney is gone, somebody's liver is gone, and then so on and so forth. We also have a lot of reason why people engage in this drug abuse. Yes, some people is because of the peer pressure they have. Maybe the people they stay around them, their friends, their relative, their clan, their group of friends. When you have friends that are engaged in this thing, if you are not able to stand where you find out that they drag you into it, and you start taking drugs unknowingly to you. And one thing about this drug abuse is that when you start taking the drugs, you find out that it becomes hard for you to leave it. And also we have parental influence, lack of parental guide. In a situation in this country where we have so many children who are given birth to at wedlock, you find out that no parent to guide them, no parent to tell them do this, do that. They find companionship in taking drugs. Maybe they are going through one emotional stress or the other. They feel if I take these drugs, it's going to make me to sleep and I will forget about my issues. But that same issue you are trying to forget about it, you find out that when you wake up, that same issue will be there waiting for you. So the best thing to do is not to engage in drugs, but to get a therapist who will help you and talk to you about it. And also we have curiosity and pleasure. When your friends are telling you, I was feeling this, I was having this emotional breakdown, and I took so drugs and it helped me, and when I woke up I feel renewed, I feel energized. You want to say, okay, let me try it too. You'll be curious, okay, let me try it and see whether it will work for me too. And you find out that from there you start taking it, and before that long you get entangled with the drugs, and before you know, you are now a drug abuse person. So we have to be very careful on this. And we have effects. The drug abuse in Nigeria as a whole, there are a lot of effects about this that we don't know. We only think it's just about taking the drugs for the main time and feel okay and feel energized. The strength, maybe you are working in a day and you find out that your strength is not able to carry you out, and you want to take drugs to help you boost your energy to work harder. Do you know that there are a lot of effects of these drugs on your body? Yes, we have the health consequences. The drug abuse can lead to physical and mental health problems, including addiction and overdose. There is a certain way you will take drugs that when you start taking it, maybe after that time, it won't work in your system again. Maybe because your system have gradually gotten used to the drugs, and then it will not work again. We also have social consequences. Drug abuse can strain relationship, lead to social isolation, and impact communities. When you are engaged in drug abuse, when you are engaged in taking drugs and all this, you find out that most people won't want to hang out with you because they feel, since I can't change you, you on the other hand can draw me, and I'll start taking this. And you find out that at the end of the day, you will not be able to mingle with people. Everyone will want to go far away from you. Why? Because you engage in drug abuse. There is no parent that will be proud to say that my child is taking drugs. No parent will be proud to say that my child is involved in taking this drug or the other. So in that sense, you have to strain away from taking drugs overdose. All right, before we continue, very quickly, we'll be going on a short break, and then when we come back, we'll continue. Thank you.
How do you feel when I look you in your eyes? How do you feel when I hold your hands? True love is all I'm asking for. Please come and make my house a home. Cause when I think of you, oh my baby, you make me feel complete. Oh my baby, you make me feel brand new. Oh my baby, you make me feel complete. Oh my baby, you make me feel brand new. Forever I wherever you are. My heart will go with you forever, wherever you are. I will be with you forever, wherever you are. My heart belongs to you forever, wherever you are. My baby, love me. The first day I set my eyes on you, you came through like a star in the night. I know you're the one meant for me. Oh baby, you're the song in my heart. And every day I'll pray for you and I. Oh baby, I love you till the end of time. Baby, I want you till my dying day. Baby, I love you till my dying day. Forever, wherever you are, wherever you are, with you. Forever, wherever you are, I will love you. I will be with you. I will forever, wherever you are. You're the one I belong to you. Forever, wherever you are. Please, baby, love me. You're the one. 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 You're the one I love. You're the one, 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 you're the one I love. Forever, wherever you are, my heart belongs to you. Forever, wherever you are, I'll be with you.
The new mix.
Yeah, so
We spend some time apart. I don't want some more tonight. Lock the door, let's live above our worries. It's been rough, some lows and highs. I don't wanna lose the feel. Close the edge, start flipping through the pages. Relax. I just wanna feel what's hidden in your heart. With you I find my peace, my ecstasy. Many signs you don't know. I don't mind if you don't love somebody else but me. Oh baby, I don't wanna miss you, oh baby. Every moment with you by my side. What is it the issue, oh baby? Let's have some wine, baby. You take my breath away. Oh, I don't need nobody. It's you and me, tsunami. I buckle up my shoes, my bags, I'm going all your way. Any place I'd rather be, with you feels alright. I'm blinded by your beauty, everything makes sense with you now. Relax, I just wanna feel what's hidden in your heart. With you I find my peace, my ecstasy. Many signs you don't know. I don't mind if you don't love somebody else but me. Oh baby, oh baby, I don't wanna miss you, oh baby. I wanna leave your side. Every moment with you by my side. What is it the issue, oh baby? Let's have some wine, baby. You take my breath. I don't mind if you don't love. You can love only me alone. Only me alone. Nah, I don't mind you don't love. You can love only me alone.
Okay, viewers, if you are just tuning in, that was Only Me by Diaso that you just listened to. Okay, so before we went for that break, we were talking on drug abuse, what it meant, its causes, its effects in Nigeria as a whole. So I'm also having someone here who wants to talk briefly on this drug abuse also with me, Mr. Emmanuel. You've seen him before. He was here last week, and today he's also here with me in the studio. So, sir, before you came, we were talking about drug abuse. We were talking about the causes and effects in Nigeria. We were able to define drug abuse. You know, a lot of people think this drug abuse is all about taking overdose drugs. But we are able to establish that even when you take the drugs without a doctor prescription, it's also drug abuse because our blood differs. So I would like you to share your own view before we dive into the causes of drug abuse in Nigeria as a whole.
All right. I believe you've said almost everything that has to do with the context of defining what drug abuse is.
Okay.
So just as you stated earlier, drug abuse doesn't only have to do with taking drugs that will intoxicate you, but also taking drugs that is not prescribed by the doctor or a pharmacy.
Okay. All right then. We established that fact, and thank God Mr. Emmanuel also here was able to agree with us. So very quickly we'll go on to the effect of drug abuse among the youth in Nigeria. You know, a lot of people will give their own definition. No, I started drinking because of this, I started drinking because of that. So I would like you also to tell us some few points that you think.
You know, when you talk about effect of drug abuse, many people actually look at the physical problems of drug abuse, but they are actually mental and psychological problems that drug abuse will cause to a human being, especially a young person that is just coming up. And that is something that can be a long-term effect. Apart from normal health conditions that might affect your lungs or your kidney that later on can be treated, but it can affect you psychologically. Now let me talk, since this is a youth program, let me speak specifically to the youth on effect of drug abuse, to the youth in particular, especially in teenagers. Now, let's even keep aside that drug abuse will make you high, make you misbehave at some point. But then one long-term effect of drug abuse is that it dims your brain capacity. That is one side effect of drug abuse.
Okay.
So it makes you someone who has purpose in life. You see, your purpose in life begins to die out. What you aim to achieve in life as a young person, once you start getting into drugs, you see, you begin to waste your life slowly. That is one effect of drug abuse that people don't tend to look into. And that is one big problem in the society, because so many of our youths now, they don't care about their future, they don't care about school, they don't care about what they can offer to the society. What their mind is concentrated on is getting drugs to feed their crave. So this is something that actually affects the society in general. Because somebody who has the potential as a young person, someone who is brilliant, who is intelligent, to make a change in the society, once he engages in drugs, you see, his mentality changes completely. His brain gets dimmed, and in fact, that level of intelligence you have before will drop, and you start becoming a dumb person slowly. So that is one effect of drug abuse. And I believe the remaining effect is something that is known. This is not a new topic in the world in general. Drug abuse is something that is always talked about. Yeah. So I believe any other effect that has to do with physical health conditions are something that are known generally.
Okay. I will really want us to talk about 2 points on this drug abuse, You know, when you are talking about the secondary school, it's now common there. You find out that from students from JS1 to SS3, they're already engaged in drug abuse. I was watching a clip of one time ago when they were showing how the students in that particular school were hiding drugs. Some, they will go to the library to put the drugs in one of the book. They will call this person, okay, when you go to the library, the fourth book, you will find out that the drugs is there. You know, before we used to hear it among the youth and the rest, but now it have gone down to even secondary school students. I really want us to discuss about that. And another people I want us to discuss about is the media and the celebrities. You know, most of the videos of songs, most of the videos of movies, you find out that there are drugs, alcohol, and these youths, teenagers, they tend to be influenced by that. So I've been wondering, okay, how do we come about this whole issue? How do we bring it down so that this same youth, the teenagers, will not be influenced by this? They should have the understanding that, okay, this may be done for movie purposes, for music purposes. I don't know about you, but...
Yeah. Okay, talking about, you know, generally now, the world in general.
Yes.
There is this thing that many people don't actually see. Now, there is something that is known as the midlife crisis. Midlife crisis is when you struggle at, let's say, your middle age as a human being. Since as human beings, we have lifespan. So it is understood that a human being lifespan is from 80 to 100 years. That is the lifespan of a human being. You can live from 0 to 80, 0 to 100 years. So during your midlife, should be around your 40s. Around your 40s, there are some crises that you encounter as a human being. And these are crises that has to do with the struggle you face in the society, your family problems, your extended family problems, financial problems, job crisis. You're looking for promotion, you're looking to make more money, you want to do this for your kids, you want to do that for your partner, you want to do this for your parent. So these are things you encounter during your midlife. But then recently, another new crisis, a name has been developed, and it is known as quarter life crisis. And this is because nowadays, you don't need to reach your 30s going to 40s to have such problems. You see that people who are in their 20s now are fighting to have financial freedom. In fact, if you check the age range of people in their 20s and people in their 30s, 40s, you'll see that those in their 20s is like they are putting more energy to have financial freedom than those in their 30s and their 40s. So this is a new development in the world in general.
Okay.
Now, it is in the ancient times, people in their 20s don't used to have this kind of mentality of having money, this and that, because as of then, most of the things in the world are not as difficult as they are now. You can get job once you're done with school. You know there is job waiting for you. You know your family. If you're in an average family, if you're even collecting minimum wage at that time, you know you're in an average family. You're doing well. But now things are more difficult. So that is why this crisis is dropping from those that are 30 above to those that are 20, and then it is also affecting the teenagers. Now this is one reason why people go into drug abuse, because of crisis, because of struggles. So young people now are also having struggles that normally you're supposed to have if you're in your 30s. But now, right from your 20s, you're beginning to have those kind of problems. So this is one of the things that cause people to get into drug abuse quite at a young age. That is one reason. And you know, once someone that is, you know, talking about causes of drug abuse, peer pressure is one of them. Then maybe the crisis you're facing in your life can push you into taking drugs. Now, somebody who is in your peer, maybe a bit older than you, is already in his 20s. And you know, you can have friends that are still teenagers, around 18, 17. And you that you're in your 20s, you're taking drugs. Definitely those close to you, under you, 18, 17, might be influenced and start drug abuse. So that is how it spread to all those ones in secondary school, also engaging into drug abuse.
Okay. And we love us to talk about solution for the media and celebrities. You know, there was a time I was watching a particular celebrity in an interview. They were asking him, they said, most of your videos has all these drugs, all this alcohol. Do you really take them? He was like, no, he doesn't take them. He's just doing it for the trend. But how many of the youth out there, how many of the teenagers are aware that this thing is doing is just for the trend at that moment? So I would love us to like put out a solution for this problem so that the ones coming up will not fall into that same pit. Yes.
Yeah, so just as that particular celebrity stated, that he might not actually be taking those drugs, but then he includes them in his videos because he wants it to trend.
Trend, yes.
Now, for some reasons, people in the society, if you're into especially secular music, you have to be like somebody who is rugged, should I say?
Okay.
For you to actually catch the attention of the public, you have to do something that is different. You have to be like someone that is against the law to catch the attention of the public.
Okay.
And that is what entertainment is all about, especially music. So they actually display all these things because they want to get the attention of the public, especially the youth. So one advice to the youth now is that they should not be deceived by what they are seeing on the screen. Most of these celebrities might not actually be taking these drugs. But you will see that they are even doing well, all these celebrities. If you look at them, they are doing well, their lifestyle, the food they eat, and so on and so forth. But you that is only watching them on TV and you want to also engage in the kind of things they are doing when you're not even making the kind of money they are making. And then you want to be taking drugs because you see them displaying drugs on TV. And I think the government actually need to put a policy based on what should be allowed on TV, even as a celebrity. In your music video, there are things that should be allowed and not allowed to be shown in a music video. I think there are countries who are actually practicing this. So it is something that we here in Nigeria can also adapt and put some policies and put some bans on what you can display in your music video. And I think that will be very helpful to the youth.
All right. Very quickly, before we go into the solutions and prevention for this drug abuse, I would love us to go on this quick break. Stay tuned with us. We'll be coming back and we'll talk about how to prevent and the solution, the remedy for this drug abuse. Stay tuned with us.
Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 24/7. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Som TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Som TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Som TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
viewers, if you are just tuning in, this is Some TV and we are here at the Youth Hub on Some TV. And I'm not alone, I'm with Mr. Emmanuel here. And today we've been talking about drug abuse. We have talked so much on the effects, we have talked about what is drug abuse. And I said before the break that when we come back, we'll be talking on how to prevent this drug abuse. What are the solutions? What are the remedies of this drug abuse to the youth and teenagers? So I believe Mr. Emmanuel has been doing very well. He has been doing justice to this topic. So back to you, sir, who would like to hear some solutions, some remedies you think for the youth and teenagers that will help them to avoid this drug abuse, or even those that are engaged in, what they could do to like make them leave it and become like every other human being.
Okay, one way to get to youth and teenagers is through educational awareness. Okay. Since many of us, even with the hardship of the country in general, how things are going on in the country, but then you still find reasonable amount of kids going to school. And a place like Taraba State, for instance, where the governor has slashed and lifted school fees for secondary and primary school children. So you see a lot of kids in school. So that is one place where you can speak to so many children at a spot. You make awareness, tell them the effect of drug abuse and how to avoid it. So educational awareness is one way. But then I think our educational system in Nigeria, it doesn't actually focus on the main issue at hand. You know, education is something that needs to evolve because the world generally evolves. But then you go to school, you see that what they've been teaching us 20 years ago, 40 years ago is what they are still teaching children up to now, when things have actually changed in general. So things that are actually affecting the society, that is where emphasis should be made on. Okay. So drug abuse is something that has been affecting the society for ages. So more emphasis should be laid on that, especially in schools.
All right.
Then I also spoke about banning what is shown on the television, even on social media. The government can make policies on what should be displayed, not only on television, but on social media in general. And then there's a way they can promote on television and on social media how to avoid and stay away from drug abuse, effect on drug abuse. You know, that is another way to get to a large number of people and teach them what is supposed. Then,
talking about that policy you were saying, I was reading recently because I tried to open a new Facebook account. So they were like telling me some of the rules and regulations. You find out that they are started imposing it because sometimes you'll see among the rules, they will tell you no F words. No, there are some things that when you post, they will just suspend your account automatically. I think that's another way of preventing drug abuse.
Actually, so it is nice since you said you've seen it recently.
Yeah, recently.
So it is something that all other social media platforms should also adopt and cleanse the society of this disease that has been actually eating up the society. If not, just as I stated earlier, there are so many young people with potentials, but then drugs has actually damaged that future, that bright future that those youth and people are supposed to have lightened up the society with. Then already we have agencies in place that are to check the issues of drugs in the country, like NDLE, for example. Actually, before, I know there are times I used to see on social media where NDLE always intercepts all these drugs that are being imported. So that is actually a good one, and I think they need to also do more. Now, if you check like the issue of fraudsters on the internet, you see every day, you see EFCC posting fraudsters. every day, at least. If not every day, then maybe in 2-3 days a week, you see that EFCC has caught a number of fraudsters. So that means they are actually putting in some work to make sure they deal with that particular issue in the society. And I think NDLA too can venture into something like that and actually fish out those people who are actually the drug dealers, because they are the ones that are influencing all the others.
Yes.
Yeah. So you find the head. They said if you want to do away with the snake completely, you just find the head and cut it off.
Yes.
Yeah. So just find the head and cut it off, and then I think we'll have a better society.
All right. Do you think that the parents have a particular role to play in life?
Of course, the parents. Of course, the parents. You know, they say what charity begins at home.
Yes.
So your first training as a human being, in fact, as any living thing, should be from your parents. Or most living things, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah, most living things, mammals especially, that is from your parent. So your parent should be your guide. And that being said, parents are the number one teachers in our life. So it is their role to make sure they guide you in a way that you stay away from drugs, right from when you're growing up. Yeah, and then I think one of the reasons why so many parents fail at grooming their children in a way that is supposed is because of, one thing is that it all goes back to the society, and who controls the society is the government. So one thing is that all this goes back to the government. You know, if the society was a place where everybody is doing well, the parents will be able to train their children in the way that is supposed to. But then parents who are struggling to feed themselves, feed their children, and then, they will feel that certain kind of weakness to even be commanding their children and telling them what to do. When the child is the one that is going out to go and fend for himself. You understand? So I think it all goes back to how the society is and how the government has made the society look like. That is one thing that also influences decision of parents.
Okay. I think that's also a nice one. I was watching a clip the other time, and the parents were complaining, they were talking, they were like, government should please help them, because the training the children get from the house is different from the one they go outside to see. And you find out that the students, since they are more, like they stay more out maybe in the school with their friends, peer pressure, they tend to learn what they do more than what their parents are teaching them at home. And I think that's what you said about the government, because government need to look into this thing. The NDLE, they need to do much work this time around, because this thing is advancing from one step to another. It keeps moving. The way drugs dealers were before, it's not the same now. It's advanced. And like you said, the same thing they were teaching us 20 years ago, 30 years ago, is still what we are learning today. Even looking at the advancement of the country and how technology have taken place, I think there's a need for them to advance even in the educational sector, so that these students can also feel among, they can be carried along as they grow, as they watch others, so that they won't be influenced by societal problems like this. Okay, I think with this, we have finally come to the end of this program. But before we go, we'd like to take a little advice. This is the Youth Hub. We talk to the youth, we talk to teenagers, we talk to even people that are not youth, like the old people. And I would love to, all of us would love to take advice from you concerning drug abuse, even those engaged in and those that maybe they are planning to, by virtue of what they have been watching and the rest. So, Mr. Emmanuel, we would love to have your last word on the show.
Okay. I remember reading somewhere where a psychiatrist said that concerning his patient, that if he has the power to heal her completely, that he wouldn't do so because she has psychological problems, mental problems. So she was in the psychiatry. And then he said if he had the power to heal her completely, he wouldn't do so. When he was asked why, he said because the life she was living before she had that mental issues, and now that she is mentally ill, she is more happier now, according to him. Yes, that if he heals her and she goes back to the life, maybe, I don't know if it is from her husband, from her family, she was under so much depression, probably, that might have led into that mental breakdown for her. So he said he would have left her like that for him. And then, you know, most people get into drugs because of the joy they believe they derive from it and how it makes them forget their problems. But someone who is going into drugs to forget his problem is actually afraid of his problem. And there's one saying that you should face your fear. And they say that that thing that you want, another person said that thing that you want in life is just behind that thing that you're afraid of. So instead of you to hide yourself and accept that you're a weakling in this life, if you want to be a strong person and prove your potential, then drug is not the way to go. Instead, you should face your problems and attack it with your mind set. So that is one advice I have.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. And there's one thing I want to also say. If you are involved in drug abuse and you don't know how to go about it, I believe you can get a therapist, someone that can talk to you. You know, this has to do with the emotion. It has to do with emotional breakdown, psychologically, your way of thinking. It affects a lot of things. So I think you can get a therapist who will help you, give you procedures of ways that you can leave those drugs you are taking. And you find out that at the end of the day, you'll be a better person. So thank you very much for staying tuned with us today at Some TV on the Youth Hub. I would love to see you again next week, same time and same venue. Please stay tuned with us and do enjoy the rest of our program here on Some TV. So till next week, we say again, bye-bye. Thank you.
Watching something. Yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? I go by the name of Diaso. Keep watching something. Don't skip. Yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? I go by the
Diaso.
We spend some time apart. I don't want some more tonight. Lock the door, let's live above our worries. It's been rough, some lows and highs. I don't wanna lose the feel. Close the edge, start flipping through the pages. Relax. I just wanna feel what's hidden in your heart. With you I find my peace, my ecstasy. Many signs you don't know. I don't mind if you don't love somebody else but me. Oh baby, I don't wanna miss you, oh baby. Every moment with you by my side. What is it the issue, baby? Let's have someone, baby. You take my breath away. Oh, I don't need nobody. It's you and me, tsunami. I buckle up my shoes, my bags. I'm going all your way. Any place I'd rather be if you feels alright. I'm blinded by your beauty. Everything makes sense with you now. Relax. I just wanna feel what's hidden in your heart. With you I find my peace, my ecstasy. Many signs you don't know. I don't mind if you don't love somebody else but me.